Hey guys, Winning Cards here, and today I'm going to bring you my locals deck that I've been playing. Now, I know the new Ishizu stuff just came out. I haven't had a chance to build with that yet, so I'll show you what I've been playing. It's a little bit fun, a little bit spicy. Of course, obviously I like to play 60 cards. A lot of people don't. Bear with me on that. But I will go ahead and bring you this, and if you guys would, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Share this video. Get everything out there. Leave me a like. I really do appreciate it. And let's go ahead and get on into it and see what we can show you here. I actually have been playing Fallen Albaz. I've been playing Branded Tier. So I really like the way that it interacts with each other. You can just plus off everything. The great thing with this is you've got the Despia package that I'm also been playing too. So I'm playing 3 Albaz, 3 Tragedy, 1 of the Libitum, to recycle back fusions that I use, which is just really fun and bananas. Gotta play 3 of the Stratos for the deck, 3 Luber. We're gonna go ahead and play 2 of the Walking Solemn. I may cut that to 1. I just really like the card, and there's some fun interactions I can show you guys here a little bit later on in the video. But that's pretty much it for the Branded and the Albaz package that I'm currently playing. I did max out on 3 of these, mainly because if, right now with everything playing a crow, quote unquote, it gets rid of it. I like to have backup copies. On to the Tearlaments. I did play 2 of the Rhino Heart. I think it breaks on 3. I did play 3 Merly. I also did play 3 of the Sheeran. I did play 3 of the Havness. And the last 2 monsters are fun little techs. I did play 1 of the Light Hex Sealed. I can actually kind of do some fun Dragoon plays with it. It also counts as different things when I want to fuse with it. And then I actually did play the Skullmark Ladybug because at my locals, a lot of people are starting to play tier. So even game 1, or they're siding against tier, so even game 1 goes 35-40 minutes. So that pays off for me personally, having it in the main versus sideboarding it at that point in time. So, now we'll go on to the spells. Of course, if you're playing this deck, you are playing 3 of the Branded Fusion. It's nothing but firepower for the deck. I'm going to go ahead and play 2 Branded in red. One of my all-time favorite cards for this deck is going to be 3 Branded Opening, because not just sending Tragedy off of it, but the fact that I can send the tier monsters and it's not cost, so it will trigger it. It's just great because you get just so much plus, it's not even funny. One of the fun tech cards that I like to be playing right now is 2 of the Theater. Now it's nice because if you have Theater active, it's not cost when you send them to grave, so you can actually fuse from hand with Despia monsters or or tier monsters, and you can actually go ahead and use that interaction, send them to grave, they'll trigger, you'll get the search, you'll get the add, you get special fuse, and just kind of go off bananas at that point in time. I liked it better than Polymerization because also it has the ability to protect my fusion monsters or have one come back out if it's a non-fairy fusion at that point in time. Now, more spells that I did play. I went ahead and put 2 Grief in. I think this is good at 2. Not a big fan of it at 3. It gets kind of bricky. I am going to put in a quick play spell for the tier 1. I just didn't play it in this build, so forgive me for not having it there on that one. 1 Instant Fusion. We all play the deck. We know why that card's in here. Don't have to go over that one. This facilitates plays when it comes to sending them to grave, like Tragedy or the Skullmark, where I can gain life in time. We have 1 Monster Born because, well, it's Monster Born. And we're going to get rid of those here real quick for you guys. We're going on to the 3 ofs now that I played. 3 Allure just facilitates digging in the deck. Not really bad there at all. Obviously, being a fusion deck, we're playing 3 Super Poly. Don't want to side it, want to see it early game. It just outs big boards. It also outs, a lot of people are playing Exo Sisters in my area, so if I want to get rid of their crap and still be able to play, that also helps out a lot tremendously. I am playing 3 of the Planet because, well, it's this deck and you're going to have to play 3 Planet. I'm also playing 3 Triple Tactics Talons. That card has paid off more than you'll ever know in this deck. Whether I search, I dig, rip a card from my opponent's hand, it's just going to go off. You know, I like the ability to take a monster. I like the ability to look at their hand or draw 2 cards. It's great. I did play 1 Harpy's Feather Duster for the main. This was a fun tech choice that I tried. I only saw it 1 game out of the 5 that I've played with this deck at locals. It's probably going to get cut, truth be told, for the new stuff that I'm going to have to make room for in this deck. But moving on, I played the last 6 spells that I played, 3 board wipes, because it's me and I love to clear your crap and just move on from there. So I played 3 Raigeki, 3 Dark Hole. People aren't expecting that in this deck, at least in the main board. So when you wipe their board and you just go aggro, it's kind of fun. All right, on to the side deck. Because it's the format we live in, unfortunately, it's whoever plays Spooky Dogwood first wins, pretty much. It's a great card. Something I tried that I'm probably going to cut, but it does kind of come in handy at our locals, is going to be the Skullmeisters, because it's another way to out-tier decks. When they go to grave, I can negate them or, get rid of stuff that is not tier in the grave. Obviously, for being the tier-heavy format, Ghost Cherries is going to be good just because, well, it's Ghost Cherries. Shout out to my buddy Dustin. I put this in, and honestly, along with D Barrier, which is right there, I play 3 of those for the last 3 in the card. It's great against Exo Sisters. It pretty much cripples the deck. I've found out that, putting this and this in, it's just, if I'm going first especially, it's just you open any of the 2 or both, and you just pretty much end their turn. It just pretty much takes the deck apart. So, now we'll go on to the extra deck. Lot of packed in cards in here, and it's really, really tight on space in this format. So I've got 1 Lubellion, I've got 1 Mirror Jade, obviously, 1 Quertus. This card's still good at 1 in this format. I feel like it really punishes your tier players. If they don't have a way to out it early game, you're going to make them burn a lot of life to get full combo going, and it's before they know it, they're going to be down 3,000 or 4,000 life points. It's pretty good. That is what I use the Light Hex Sealed for, is the Albion the Branded as one of the plays, because I am able to send it to grave with Albaz, get this out, and then also go turn 1 Bad Boy Dragoon. Yes, it is 2022 and I am still playing Dragoon. I know there's a lot of cards that can out it, but it still puts things in a little bit of a difficult bind, especially if you open all the tier combo in grave and you end on that with like a Masquerade and Dragoon. You're pretty much going to make your opponent have to play through that board. On to the tier monsters. Obviously, we have 1 of the Kaleido, we have 2 Kit Kalos, and 1 of the new one, the Rukalos. Pretty self-explanatory what those do. I think the ratios are pretty correct. The only thing I might play, depending on how I tweak the deck with the issues and stuff, is maybe play a second one of the Rukalos. Just depends. I did play 1 of the Mud Dragon, 1 of the Dracostapelia. Obviously, one of the best cards in the deck is going to be the Garura. It just, pretty much takes a board apart. It's the best super poly target I've seen ever for this game. And then I also played 1 of the Starving Venom. It helps me out boards in different ways that other cards cannot. And obviously 1 Guardian Chimera, just to round out the fusions. It is very fusion heavy. It will probably change a little bit based upon what I do with the Ishizu stuff. So this is kind of the first starting point for a newer version of the deck for me. But other than that, I appreciate the love and support, guys. If you have any comments, please leave them below. Thanks.